How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Lucifer once again. You can call me Seth if you want to, although I kind of find that disrespectful. This is the Apocalyptic Aftermath channel, and you're listening to the Apocalyptic Aftermath. And if it's your first time joining my channel, welcome. Please leave a like if you like what you hear, a subscribe so you can hear more of it, and let's get this show on the road. So I made a video the couple of days. I deleted it. I didn't like it. I didn't feel the energy. Even though it was a good video, I didn't feel the energy. But there's something that needs to happen, that is happening, and that will continue happening, because that's just how it's supposed to be. In the Old Testament, Jesus, God asks you, tells you that he is your father, and inadvertently kind of saying that he's your mother too, right? So I see that. I can't say that I subscribed to that idea when I was younger. All you religious people know what I'm talking about. I can't say that when I was younger I subscribed to that. I thought it was a little bit too much, but it took me years to understand that that's facts. Of course, it doesn't help if your family is Illuminati. If your family is Illuminati, of course you don't feel like they're your parents, because you would never subscribe to something that heinous and malignant. You have to be a pretty rotten person to join a thing like that. Rotten to the core. So, of course, me saying this stems from Jim Jones committing fellatio on OnlyFans. That's a massive turnoff, massive turnoff. So anyway, back to what we were saying. This is why I keep telling you guys, all you leaders out there, because not everybody's a leader, but all you leaders out there, you need to see things more clearly. You need to understand that you are the father now, and they are your children, right? And if somebody wants to speak to their parents, that's okay. Maybe the reason why this person is rolling with you is not because of his family issues. Maybe he's just interested in that sort of thing. But for people like us, not just leaders, for people like us, people that are indigo, targeted individual, indigo children, starseed, whatever you want to call it, chosen ones, whatever, 144,000, right? Like, we live on a different plane of existence. All right. So most human things don't apply to you. All right. And that includes family. See, when I was younger, when I started delving into religion, I did not understand that concept. And till this day, I'm pretty sure 99% of the world's population doesn't understand that concept. It's only 1% of people that feel that way, especially leaders, right? And especially targeted individuals. But even targeted individuals don't really understand that concept, because most targeted individuals are not necessarily starseeds, indigo people, are not necessarily religious. So they have no idea what's going on. They get downloads and stuff like that, and that's pretty much it, right? They go day to day, right? But not all of us are uneducated in religious mindsets, religious doctrines, religious mantra, and whatever we want to call it, right? So as I was younger, I started believing in religion. Not to say that targeted individuals are not educated academically, but religiously, Not necessarily, because not everybody is ready to read uh, a Bible, right? And not everybody is going to study a Bible. Not everybody is going to research about the Bible. I did all those things. I researched, I read, I studied it, right? Um, and that notion didn't come to me until it slowly crept up, because as you acquire wisdom, right? Because you can't lie to your. There's some people that lie to themselves. There's some indigo people that lie to themselves, right? I like indigo. I like saying indigo. I rather indigo than all that. Anyway, so star seed. Most star seeds are not aware because they lack the required wisdom, right? But as you grow as a star seed, you acquire wisdom, right? And the more wisdom you acquire, the more you understand about your situation, your current situation. And when you're special, because that's what it is, when you're special, well, it's not that it's when, it's not a matter of when, it's just you develop a wisdom that comes from a divine place. It comes from the universe, right? So the more wisdom you get from the universe, the less and less you feel human. The less human you it's not that you want to go into isolation. You go into isolation inadvertently because nobody else understands you, or you feel like nobody else understands you. And for some of us, that includes our parents. And these demons or angels, depending on who you ask, do inhabit your parents also. You don't have to hate your parents. You don't have to be angry at your parents. All you need to do is get your shit together, which a lot of people are not going to do. A lot of people are not going to get their shit together. They're going to continue battling the demon that resides, the angel or the demon that resides within the body of their family. And they will lose, because those demons and angels were sent by God to make you get your shit together. So, and a lot of people are not ready, and they'll never be ready. A lot. And it's sad. And that includes star seeds. That includes indigo people. That includes targeted individuals. Some of them will fail this test. Some of them are already failing the test. Because you're not your parents' child anymore. You're a child of the divine. And you might be aware of this, but there's a level of awareness considering that notion, considering that topic, the subject of being divine. There's levels to it too. So you can be on the first level where, okay, well, I know I get messages from the divine, just, so whatever, right? And you continue on your daily life. And then there's another level where your level of wisdom, of awareness, of divinity is actually disturbing your environment, right? And then there's a level where it's not just, but you don't know why, right? And then there's another level where you understand why. You understand that you are disturbing everyone because you're divine, right? And then you get to a certain point where you are the divine, and the divine is born out of nothing. The divine is born out of nothing, and it takes a long time to understand that. It takes a long time to understand that. And this is a simulation. And your parents are part of the simulation. Not everybody. Not everybody's parents are part of the simulation, but some of us are intrinsically connected to the simulation, like me, because I have an Illuminati family, right? So I have to fight even more than regular people because I'm in the thick of it. I'm in the sauce, right? So everybody's attacking me consistently all the time, and they're trying to make me lose my divinity. All right, but it's not going to work, but they're trying to. And they're trying to get me to kill myself. They're trying to make me depressed. Like today they tried to make me depressed, and it kind of worked. I'm a little bit hurt. There's that special lady I was talking about the other day. That was probably on purpose just to hurt me. And it does make me depressed because I don't like being alone. I don't like being surrounded by a bunch of people. But when it comes to the female gender, I like females' company, which I don't have a lot of, which I have zero amount of, actually. And it does hurt. It hurts a lot, So as I was saying, there's a level of divinity where you're at, where you have to assume and assert yourself. You have to assert yourself, and you have to tell yourself that I'm like this. Like, I am more than just this person's child. I'm more than just this person's son. I'm more than just this person's daughter. When you achieve that level, because not everybody's on that level, but when you achieve a certain level, it's like you're adopted, and you've been adopted by God. He's your new dad. Those are your stepchildren. Those are your mother and father. Your mother and father is your stepfather, right? The stepping stone. Now, why do we even call it step? Where are we going? Why is there a step in front of the father, right? Because you need to go above that. So in actuality, your human parents are your step parents, and your real parent is the divine. And it doesn't matter if you believe in God, Krishna, Vishnu, it doesn't matter. Lucifer, whatever. They become your real parent. Well, no, not really in the case. Well, yeah, it depends on the person. Lucifer too has something like that going on, but it depends on the person. Because me, if Lucifer is not my dad, I am Lucifer. So that's different. But in the same context, it comes back round to the same thing. I'm Lucifer. So you can't be my parents. I don't have any parents. I don't have a real family. Demons do not live on earth. So I don't have a family. My family is intangible. My family is living on another plane of existence. So when you're special, when you're a master, when you're an ascendant master, when you are special, when you are born with a special destiny, when you're 144,000, if you're really at the limit as being 144,000, you need to come to the realization that you need to figure things out by yourself and stop worrying about what your parents are going to think. Because your parents' are hammers, right? All of the people, everybody you see, they're hammers, right? And you're the nail. So from 0 to 12 years old, they're hitting you in the head because that's their job. That was the deal. The deal is to hit all nails on the head until they fit into the board. Because those nails have to fit. In order for this society to function, we can't have special people, because special people are going to take all the attention away from the job that the government has decided, from the elite, or the dark government has decided for us to follow, which is basically communism and democracy. I'm not a communist. I'm a dictator. I'm not a communist. I'm a dictator, and I'm a liberal. I'm a capitalist dictator. I'm a liberal dictator. I don't like communism, and I don't like democracy at all. Because democracy is working against you. Democracy is a weapon that was formed against you. That's why nobody understands us. And it's okay not to understand somebody, because there's a difference between somebody that doesn't understand you and somebody that don't want to understand you on purpose. That's two different things. So democracy is actually working against you, and communism too, because we're not the same. I am your master. I am your father. You are the child. And I have attained a level of wisdom that is so far beyond human comprehension that I don't have parents. Like, I am the parent. Like, I am the parent, bro. Like, I am the parent. It's not them that's the parent. It's me. I'm the responsible one. I'm the one that's responsible. Like, I'm the one that can teach you things. I'm the responsible one. So, especially in my case, because my family, everything they do is for the Illuminati, right? So it's not even that I'm the parent anymore. It has nothing to do with that. It's a straight up fight. It's a straight up fight, bro. Like, and it's a fight for survival, because they can send me to the hospital whenever they want. They can send me to jail whenever they want. They can send me to the hospital whenever they want. And I have to fight through all, and the Illuminati is in my house and outside of my house. All right. So if they send me to the hospital, they're going to fuck around. They're going to fuck around in the house. They're going to fuck around outside the house. And when I get to the prison or the hospital, they're going to fuck with me over there too. And then it's just a repeating cycle. And then I come back here and the same shit happens over and over again. So it's a constant fight. It's a everyday 24-hour, 7-day-a-week fight, because they attack me spiritually, they attack me physically, they attack me in all ways, shapes, and forms, subliminal messaging, all kinds of shit. But the thing is, of course I'm going to see the subliminal messaging, because I don't have anything else to do but to sit in my fucking house, because that's the only thing I can do. And everybody is enjoying it. Everybody loves that. Everybody's helping the Illuminati attain their goals, achieve their goals, by not caring, by not communicating, by not trying to figure out a solution. So all of you are guilty of harming me. All of you. Everybody's guilty of harming me. Everyone. There's not one singular innocent person on this planet. Not one. So like I said, they're the nail. You're the nail and they're the hammer. And their job is to hit you on the head until you fit into the board. What does fitting into the board inclines? It inclines going to school, finding a job, finding a woman, getting married, and do the same thing that your parents did to you to them. And it's very easy, because the first one, all you have to do is show one of them how to do it, and then everybody else is going to do it after. Monkey see, monkey do. Humans are a little bit like that. Humans are a little bit monkey see, monkey do. If you do something to a human, it's like, you ever heard people talking about like domestic abuse, domestic violence, right? Oh well, my parents used to do it, so now I do it, right? It's the same thing for rapists or pedophiles. You know, oh, I got touched when I was kids, and now I touch kids. So it's very easy. It's a very easy thing to do. It's a very easy thing to do. It's not that hard. I mean, sometimes you need a little bit of help to hit the nail, because some nails are tougher than others. So you get a little bit of help. That's when the Illuminati comes in, right? Like, I'm a tough nail, right? The nail has never been inside of the board. There has never been an instant in my entire life where I fit in. I don't fit in. You know, so, and this is general. This is a blanket statement. This goes for everyone, whether you're indigo or not, doesn't matter. Everybody is a nail, and from 0 to 12 to 13, 15 years old, your parents have been hitting you on the head so that you listen and obey. But you don't want to listen. You don't want to obey. I don't listen and I don't obey. Because me, I'm the kind of person you're going to have to prove that you're going to have to fight me before I listen to you. And if you can't fight me, I'm not going to listen to you. If you can't physically fight me, if you can't make me listen to you, I'm not going to listen to you. Why would I listen to you? There's no reason why I would listen to you. You can't. You're a coward. You're a coward. You're scared. I don't listen to people like that. I don't listen to cowards. I don't listen to cowards, bro. Like, so, like I said, you need to achieve, once you achieve that level of wisdom, it's not about, and like I said, it's not about hating your parents or anything like that, even though they hit you in the head for the fucking government, because they agreed, and your parents agreed. You can say whatever you want. You can feel however you want. But at the end of the day, what's really going on is what I'm saying. And your parents agreed to hit you on the fucking head until you become a slave. That's what everyone's parents are doing. They're creating more slaves. Why? Because of money. Because if they don't obey, if everybody in the family doesn't obey, it's going to be hard for them to make money. Well, actually, that's not true. Especially if you have a big family, that's not true. You can make money. If everybody in your family decides to be like, fuck off, nothing can stop them. Why would they not make money? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. What I just said makes no sense, actually. It's complete bullshit. If everybody in your family is a free man and a free woman, of course you're going to make money. You're going to make even more money than if you join into the garbage, this status quo that we have going on. A shit ton more of money. Like, it's not even comparable. You're going to be a family of millionaires. You're not going to, only millionaires are people that don't listen and they don't obey. Because if they had listened, if they had obeyed, they would be working, they would have a 9-to-5 job like everybody else. They wouldn't be bosses. They would have a 9-to-5 job just like everybody else. So you have to disagree. You have to disagree with people. In order to be successful, you have to disagree with people. You have to be rebellious. You have to say no. I'm not going to do that. So at the end of the day, you can be mad at me for what I'm saying or some shit like that. But the fact of the matter is, you have been sold into slavery. This planet is a slave planet. This planet creates slaves. The society that we live in is slavery. If you go to Africa, there's still slaves in Africa. There's some Asian countries making slaves out of Africans that move into China. Like they go get like Africans in China, just like back in the days. They go get Africans in Africa and they bring them back to China for hard labor. That shit still exists. The Arab people, the slavery. And over here, people love slavery. The Western society, everyone around the globe systematically loves slavery. So it's absolutely normal to have a system that's based off of slavery. There is slavery tactics involved in the society that we live in today, that your parents have instilled in you, and you don't even notice, because it's like breathing air. From 0 to 15 years old, that's what your parents was doing. It's called brainwashing. We are brainwashed. We're a brainwashed civilization. We're a brainwashed social society. We're brainwashed. And they brainwash us on multiple levels, because your parent is hitting you on the nail, and then you go watch TV. TV is hitting you on the nail, and then you go outside with your friends, and even your friends are hitting you in the nail because they were hit on the head. So they're hitting you on the head. Like they're making, it's not that they're hitting you on the head, but they're making sure that, you know, nothing bad happens to you. And since they know that if you don't listen, something bad's gonna happen to you, then they're gonna try to make you listen. They're gonna try to make you obey, because they don't want you to get hurt, right? Because you're the friend, right? And sometimes that's not the case. That's an innocent way to say it, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you have friends that are just hitting you on the head. Some people enjoy this. Some people have higher authority. Even though they're slaves, they have higher authority, so it's cool to them. You know what I mean? But because they're on top. And people are like, well, that's why we're going to be communists. No, because I'm not like you, and I don't want to be like you. That's not the answer. The answer is a dictatorship. The answer is that we need Jesus. Happy Easter. We need Jesus to come alive and to tell us what to do. And we only need Jesus. We don't need a Senate. We don't need a government. We don't need a bunch of fucking deputies. We don't need none of that shit. All you need is one man that's smart enough, wise enough, and bold enough, and strong enough to bring us in the right direction. Because when there's too many hands in the kitchen, the chicken is gonna get burned, because somebody's gonna forget the chicken inside the fucking oven, because there's too many fucking people talking at the same time. You can't have too many chefs in the kitchen. You only need one chef. There has to be one chef, not a bunch. There's one chef. There's another, like a sous chef. There's a chef. There's a sous chef, and so on and so on. But there's only one guy that directs everyone, not a billion. And this is how we know that we live in a corrupt society, because there's a billion hands inside of our pockets. People don't do the math. I check, like, not regularly, but I check the tax. What's it called? Well, I check taxes, every year or every 2 years. I check the tax rates. I want to know where my dollar goes. Some people don't know where their dollar goes. Some people don't even understand that shit. Like I said, America should be working on the same metric system that China is working in. The value, and the reason why is because they're stealing money. Because they're corrupt official. Because at the end of the day, like, the value doesn't add up. The math ain't mathing. Like the value don't add up, bro. We should be on the same. China got a good metric system. When they say 12,000 yen, yeah, that makes sense. For a chocolate bar, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. The metric system in the Western country don't add up. It doesn't make sense. And when you have like, and I said Western because, you know, even you know, when we're talking about like Northwestern territory like Europe and America, you know, they don't have the real value of things. It's not the real value of things. Maybe Europe, they have the good value on their products. Maybe. I don't know enough I would have to do some more research to find that out, because it is a rich country. It is a rich country, so maybe things don't cost as much for them to buy. But at the end of the day, you have to calculate the amount of. We cut corners too. Even when we're building the houses, we cut corners. We don't have cement houses. We have like cardboard houses. You know, we don't have stone walls. We have like, you know, fucking G-Proc. You know, so we should be working on the same metric system as the Asian people live in. You know, because things have more value than we're actually telling you. And this is how you know that you live in a liar country. You live in a country full of lies, because they lie to you on everything. They lie to you on about everything. They lie to you about yourself. So they know the dark government. Because at the end of the day, people that work in the government don't know shit. They just fill their pockets with money and that's it. But there's a government behind that government that actually do know what the fuck going on. And they're the ones that are pulling the strings inside the government and out. So they're lying to you about you. You think you're just a slave. And I dare you to not think that you're just a slave. I'm going to prove to you that you're just a slave by doing this, that, this, and that, this, and that. They only want you to think you're a slave because it makes them money. Because they can do whatever they want. Because then they can take your children and sell them to other people. Like my family's trying to do to me. You know, some fucked up shit. So this is the Matrix, but not for the same reasons that you think it is. You might take that shit in face value. Oh, this is a simulated. No, everything is simulated. Your whole life is a lie. Everything is a lie. Everything. So I'm going to leave you on that note. And I hope you guys have a good one. If you want to subscribe, leave a like, subscribe. And if you want to comment, please do so. We can talk about what I just said in this video. I don't have a problem with it. Let's get it. All right. Peace out.